Dear chess friends, this is Jirka Dufek on our chess channel, and today I will continue in mini-series surprise for opponent with game Lenderman Hilby, which is a very interesting way how to play against close opening. Oh, let's start. d4, g6, well, fianchetto, c4, bishop g7, and now knight f3. I will show you to my main idea in this position, but still I think it's very good to mention that I like to play mainly my next move against knight f3, and not against knight c3. And I will explain later why. Knight 3, e6. And it looks strange, because with this move we make some all on black squares, mainly on f6. And it's clear probably that there will be no any knight f6 move, but knight e7. And the main difference between reaction e6 against knight f3 and knight c3 is that after knight c3, e6, e4, knight e7, this pawn has clear path to f3 or f4, and I think it's better to have the white knight on f3 if we play e6, because then it's slightly complicated to make a long castle with the white. And after e6, the probably main move is knight c3, knight e7, and white has some very interesting setups against this fianchetto line, because we didn't decide still how far this pawn will go, and probably we prefer to play d5 and no play some hippopotamus defense with d6, because it's quite passive, but maybe it's the good direction against some special white setups. For example, after e4, of course we can play slow d6, knight d7, b6, bishop b7. But I think it's quite passive. And a very interesting idea and direction is d5, which means now we attack the center, and we want to open the center, and this pawn will be our next target with maybe knight c6 and maybe knight f5 at some moment. Now in game Yilmaz Malakhov, Yerevan 2014, was played e5, knight bc6, bishop e2. Of course, if you think that c5 is a good idea, because then this bishop is bad, then black can play ace b6, and after cb6, ab6, black can later play bishop a6, and of course with white cannot allow the controlling this diagonal with bishop on a6, then we will exchange this bad bishop, and then moves like knight a5 and c5 and attack the base of the pawn chain d4 with these moves will be very unpleasant for white. That is why I play bishop e2, and he doesn't afraid with moves like dc4, which will come later. Short castle, h6. This is very important, because if I will find time for something like bishop e3, queen d2, and then bishop h6, it means that white will have very strong initiative, because then this king without his bishop, it will be very hard to defend against some direct plans like h4, h5, and so on, and probably just then white can claim a very big advantage. That is why h6 is a very important move. Just not only cover h6 square, but to g5 square. Bishop e3, knight f5, very important, but still not only attacking indirectly d4 square, but knight takes e3 can be very unpleasant at some moment. Queen d2, dc4, bishop c4, b6. Then we see that this bishop, which look at just one move earlier, very passive, and there are no clear prospects. On d7, it's of course absolutely senseless. Then after b6 and bishop b7, then on this diagonal with covering this square d5, black will has very strong counterplay on a white squares. Rook fd1, bishop b7, rook ac1. Of course, c7 pawn is slightly weak, but knight c7, opening diagonal and covering d5 square. And now white played queen e2. And of course, not only defending this knight, but maybe sometimes thinking about bishop a6, because when these bishops will disappear from a board, then the light squares on a queen side will be very weak, and probably white can claim advantage. And now Malakhov played some routine move, a6, and he suffered a little bit before draw was signed in 52 moves. But in this position, Black can switch direction of a game, and he could play it, and he would play it, knight takes e3. And after f takes e3, c5, attacking center. And after dc, now critical move, queen b8, which is pawn sacrifice, but we see that these pawns are e5, e3, and c5 are very weak. And after cb, eb, we see that e5 will be lost in a few moves. Just knight c6 and knight takes e5, and then white will remain with very weak pawn on e3, and I think black can claim a big advantage. That is why I think this setup with bishop e2 doesn't give white any advantage. And a very interesting setup, starting with h4 and after h6. This is a very important move because we need to prevent h5 move. And after h6, of course, h5, and we need to play g5. After h6, bishop f4 was played in a game Lee Malakhov China 2014. And after the next few moves, black built some hippo structure, d6, e4, a6, queen d2, knight d7, rook d1, b6, bishop e2, bishop b7. But I think this pawn structure just in the situation when white can just hide a king just only on king side is quite bad for black. And in fact, Malakhov won in 37 moves. But of course, another main setup against Fianchetto is build Fianchetto with white and play g3. And now short castle, bishop g2, d5, or key move, c takes d5, e takes d5. Probably, I think black must at some moment to take on d5, and probably now it's a very good time for it. Short castle, knight bc6. It's very important. b3, knight f5, e3, knight c e7, and we see that this is a very interesting position because we can hardly say that white can claim any advantage because we have very strong knights, e7, f5, and the knight from f5 can go to d6 and control these two squares. And it's very hard to find any constructive plan for white. White tried to play b4, which is quite dubious I think that something like bishop a3, rook e8, rook c1, c6, rook e1, knight d6, knight d2, and knight ef5 has some more sense for white, but still it's very hard to find a way how to continue. Probably something like queen c2 and maybe knight a4, knight c5, maybe knight f1 and f3 and e4 at some moment. But I think we can say that position is probably nearly equal. But white played b4, and Lenderman was 2600 rated, and his black opponent, Hilby, is just 20 points lower player. And it means white was a big name in this game, and he tried to win for all cost. Black played a6, a4, c6, very important, rook a3, and knight d6. And this knight is in this Harzbottom structure is very important because this knight covers not only c4 but b5 too. White played b5, knight c4, rook b3, a b, and we see that we developed our rook on this file, and white will have permanent problems with this bishop because this bishop is absolutely without any prospects in the future. It will be a key problem for remaining moves in this game. Knight f5, bc, queen c2, knight fd6, supporting this knight, and we see that these squares are very weak, or in fact all white squares in white camp are very weak, and the next idea will be to use these squares for black pieces. Rook d1, bishop f5, queen c1, queen c7, knight h4, bishop e6, so some repetition, knight f3, and rook fb8. Black simply wants to exchange this some kind of active rook. Rook takes b8, queen takes b8, bishop d2, first move with this very sad bishop in this game, bishop f5. And we see that all black's all black's pieces wants to control queen's flank. Rook c1, queen b2. This is very unpleasant pin now. On second rank. Queen e1, h6. Very interesting idea because black wants to not only control this square, but only wants to get more space on the king side. Knight d1, queen is attacked, queen a3, knight h4, bishop e6, knight c3, g5, knight f3, bishop f5. And slightly, move by move, black is controlling more and more squares on the board. Knight e2, knight e4. Yeah, this is very nice domination of black knights on c4 and e4. And we see that this pawn can be some kind of problem. Bishop b4, queen b3, bishop c3, rook a2, bishop f1, bishop g4. And with every move, now white has just pieces on the third ranks only, and no space for them. Rook b1, queen a4, king g2, queen c2, with a simple idea. Bishop takes x3, f3, and knight d2, with a fork on b1 and f3. Knight fg1. And now black finished the game in a very nice way. He took on e3, fe, knight takes e3, using the fact that this knight is now pinned. And now it's attacked once, twice. He is 4 times attacked, but just only 3 times defended. Rook c1, queen e4 check, king f2, take on e2, bishop takes e2, and now Very nice move. Queen h1. In fact, it finishes the game because now the big danger will come from a king side. King f1 and mate in 2. Bishop h3, king f2 and queen g2, checkmate. And favorite lost this game more or less without fight because he was forced from move 11 or 12. Well, I think that we can make some short conclusion that with the fianchetto, g6, bishop g7, after knight f3, it's a very interesting way how to play, is to e6. And after knight c3, knight e7, and against g3 or e4 plays, we can play just d5. e4, d5, or g3, short castle d5, with very nice counterplay. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.